Okay, madam, so I'm staying up here in the kitchen. So that's the flooring we laid. And it goes all the way down the hallway there. And I'll show you. So I got the trim painted. I didn't do the ceiling yet. It was just too much on my shoulders and my back. So that'll be done at another time. But these here, those flying buttresses, I guess, I'm not quite sure how I want to paint them. Like this one here, I think I might paint these parts the trim color, which is the turquoise, the sides, the wall color, and then the ceiling will be the ceiling color that's in there, and I'll show you that. And then, like I said, we're going to be taking out this yellow plastic, like porn movie, ugh, and putting in frosted, and then putting in blue lights. And originally I was going to paint this part up and around the bump out, and then over to that side this color, that blue, and I didn't get enough, so it ended up being the wall color. So that's why it's, you know, that color. But then there's the color of the ceiling there. We have to get another trim piece. That's why there's that slit. So we need to get another one of those pieces to put right here. So, but as a whole, that's what it is. So ceiling color, trim, wall, and windows is that citrus color. So this color will be this right here, the ceiling, and then that big crossbar, and then the trim parts will be the turquoise, which is what that is. But then I got my little seahorse on that side, and then I got my seahorse there, and then this one, actually it's kind of odd the way it's just sitting there, and that's because it's covering up the old foam jack. So we just went ahead and used that. It's perfect. So I'll have to get a couple other things to hang by it. Eventually what I'm going to do with this, since it leads into the kitchen here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the bookshelves, and I'm thinking I might paint it this color, and then I'm going to line the backs of these in like a whitewashed driftwood, and that'll help bring that in. And it'll be the same thing down there. I'll line the backs and paint that, and then paint this, because I'm not sure if we're going to take this flooring here and extend it into the kitchen or do something different, because right now it's just roll out linoleum, and you can see there's a crease in that. And then we have to get the little silver, you know, quarter round thing to line that. So for right now we just have it lined with Gorilla Tape so it doesn't get destroyed. And then we're going to put concrete board down and retile that. That's just linoleum too, but we want to tile it, so that'll be the entryway there. And then I got all sorts of pretties. That's like rosemary smelling, all the little pretties. And then these pillows I got at Michael's. They were originally 25 bucks a piece. I got them for $7 a piece. You should recognize that blanket. And I have iron-ons. It looks like an old anchor with coral and seashells, and I'm going to do it on each of the 3 pillows. And for right now, we're just doing blankets to cover this very gross furniture until we get rid of it. And then this is, remember when I'm like, oh, I like this arrangement, dry arrangement. This is what I got. And it has all these little seashells and stuff in it. This I got at the Restore for like $5. And then we went to a flea market, and I found this little fluted glass where it's an octopus, hand-blown octopus. I got it for like $3 or something. And then I bought a big jar of seashells, and it had some coral in it, which I'm pretty sure was illegal. And it was like $4 for this huge fucking jar. I like the big Nautilus. So I got all of these seashells, the corkscrew seashells. There's more coral. all these cute little seashells and stuff. So I put it in the, oh, there's more coral. So I put it in my little octopus glass. And that goes there, and I put that there to kind of cover the light switch until I can get new light switch covers. And then, like I said, I have to make curtains to cover the windows. So it's these 5 windows here, because eventually when we bring down the TV, it's going to go right here. It'll go in the bump out. And then I have these 3 windows I need to cover too. So I got to make curtains for that. So then we got the floor all the way down. He doesn't want anything hanging in the hallway, so I'm not going to put a curtain on this, so you'll just see the citrus. So we got the flooring all the way down to there. And then in the second bedroom, the spare room, we got all the OSB in. And that is the wall part that George replaced. Originally, all he was doing was putting in a new light switch and 2 new outlets because they were pretty corroded and nasty. And I don't know if you remember in the other video, the right underneath here, it was pretty grody. So we pulled that out and noticed the wood for the framing for the window on these 3 sides, and all the wood going from here down, and the cross braces were rotted out and gross and disgusting. So it turned into changing the outlet cover and replacing that little wall piece, turned into that. And then George ended up taking the rest of it and putting a back here. So now that closet, because that's the closet there, the hall closet, now has a back to it. We just still have to do the floor. So the next step, and this is something I can do by myself, is lay down the underlayment and then lay the flooring in here. Now that I know how to do it, I can do it by myself. I can set up the table saw by myself, and it isn't a huge space. So what I'm eventually going to do is paint this like an off-white, and it's going to be an off-white and navy blue room. So I'll do the trim of the window in navy blue, and there's some wall art that I really like. That's a bunch of anchors and stuff, but it will go with what I already have. So this is what'll go into that spare room, is this 2 set of pillows here. I found that at Pier 1. It was on clearance. I got it like 90% off. It was like freaking ridiculous. And I also have, just have our clothes dumped on there right now. But I also have this navy and white bedspread that'll go on the bed in there. So essentially the whole room is just going to be navy and white with nautical, and my accent color is going to be red and gray. And then in here I think I'll do these colors, and then I'll accent it with yellow, do like the yellow and gray and white look. But that's our floor. Biggest pain in the ass possible. And that's the tape that you use to tape the underlayment pieces together, and then you tape it to the floor. So we're eventually going to redo, because this is just a rollout piece of linoleum too. But we'll eventually redo the floor here, and then when I redo the floor there in the spare bedroom and in the hall closet, because I'll do them at the same time, we have to get the transition pieces, and then it won't look like that. And then the same thing here. We'll put a transition piece when we get rid of this gross ass nasty carpet. It is, ugh. And then we have to still get the quarter round, and then baseboard here and quarter round to close the gap on the floor. But there's no immediate hurry for that. The only thing we were a little upset about is you can kind of see the gap here and like the gap there. Is even with the OSB, the floor is so uneven and wobbly. It was nice and perfect and together. And then here we had gaps opening up. And then right about there, it's nice and solid and completely put together. So I'm like, what the shit? But it's an old trailer. It is what it is. So yeah, that's our new floor with the color scheme, with the blues and all of that. It's a very South Beach, and you should recognize that blanket. So, and I found those at the flea market and spent $3 on both boxes. I thought that was cool because it has my accent colors and stuff with the coral and all that. Okay, so that's the latest. That's what we've done. And then when we get the next step done, I'll show you that.